ElsaGate is back in 2025, but Upper Echelon. Let's go.
If you ever let your child watch YouTube videos, we have got a
Yeah, if you remember, didn't ever move it all, what? Apparently it's back. Yeah, remember the kids content on YouTube Kids? That was all just, at the end of the day, just files communicating with each other.
warning for you. Some people are creating disturbing cartoons, making them appear kid-friendly, only to get your children to watch inappropriate content.
Yes.
A warning for parents. Check out the internet cartoon your kids are watching because some of them are really fakes with terrifying surprises.
YouTube is stepping up its efforts to make its services and its viewing safer for kids, cracking down on videos that are pretending to be family-friendly and deleting some more dangerous content altogether.
The people behind those are disturbed.
Deranged.
Yeah, and I actually deleted the YouTube app from the iPad so my child wouldn't get on it, and I thought YouTube Kids was safe. This is scary.
So did I.
Yeah. All right.
Not gonna lie, if I ever decided to make my kid watch YouTube, I'd pick out videos myself. I wouldn't just give them free access. I would pick out videos myself for that to happen. Was that just a pregnant AI girl? AI cat? What the heck? Yo, Upper Echelon, I have a question. Why so dramatic? Your videos aren't usually this dramatic. That's crazy.
So what is ElsaGate? Obviously, if I'm going to sit here and tell you it's happening again, as the intro clearly suggests, I should probably tell you what it was to begin with. So here goes. A brief overview of what previously was so that we can properly understand why it's happening again now. ElsaGate is probably one of the most singularly influential events in all of YouTube history. Aside from forcing multiple changes to the very structure of the platform, it also resulted in widespread advertiser boycotts with downstream revenue impact on the entire website, as well as millions of creators who use it.
Yep. Also a really great provider to the what is it? To the apocalypse of YouTube. Yeah, understandable, Perker, because even YouTube Kids has some bad stuff for kids, from what I've heard. Not just some bad stuff, really bad stuff. From animal abuse to softcore corn, everything. Just everything. It just, in addition to the ads as well, just everything.
Primarily focused on the YouTube Kids application, ElsaGate centered on a prolific explosion of children's content, which was made using beloved and widely recognized characters. Elsa from Frozen, obviously, Joker, Spider-Man, Peppa Pig, and many more on top of that, became the focus of bizarre little skits put on by human actors, where instead of actual family-friendly themes, there would be storylines about pregnancy, mutilation, sexual fantasies, or just unprovoked violence. The videos were deliberately designed to be shocking. They were intentionally inappropriate, but the creators behind them were earning millions upon millions of views with untold sums of money in
Yeah, makes sense why that would happen. Just makes sense, right? I find that horrible. I really find that horrible. And not really doing anything. In fact, the person that was calling it out, for example, the Minecraft stuff that was pointed out, and also the animal stuff that was pointed out by Soggy Cereal, even got censored. So nobody gets really access to this, or it gets pushed back. The thumbnail gets censored, stuff like that, like blurred. Yeah, the people speaking out against this are being censored.
By doing it through advertising. In essence, the hallmarks of ElsaGate style content include familiar childhood characters, hashtags and keyword metadata aimed at children, shock factor themes that are entirely inappropriate for a young audience, and monetized videos to extract maximum revenue. That's the gist of it. Well, back in 2016 as well as 2017, the whole thing blew up into a mainstream spotlight, which dramatically impacted YouTube, crushed the revenue for pretty much everyone on the platform at the time, and forced a number of different changes, restricting where advertisements can even be shown. The YouTube Kids application received the brunt of the impact, but site-wide policy implications rippled out afterward as the story became pretty much a national headline. However, that same headline, so to speak, could easily make a resurgence in the near future, because ElsaGate style content is back, and it's not just back, it's once again rampant on the platform. I want to really begin by focusing on the cat videos, but eventually it goes much deeper than that. If you search YouTube right now for the words cute cat and filter it down to videos from the past month sorted by views, you'll find thousands, probably tens of thousands, of AI-generated cat videos with tens of millions of collective views. Actually, we're in total talking about billions of views, but after a certain point the numbers get so big that people just stop caring. Lots and lots of views, that's the part that matters.
7 million views. 7 million. 7 fucking million views on videos like these 8 days ago. This is kind of wild, and just with AI content, literal content farm. Do you watch a video about Luigi? Yeah, I'm aware of that. I had to watch one before to get context for something.
The feed that you get is almost exclusively composed of multi-million view AI cat videos, but when you actually click and watch these uploads, it gets weird fast. Obviously, this content is aimed at children. No one else is genuinely ever watching something like that. But while some of the videos are fine...
Farts again? We are at farts again? Fart content? This is just once again, some weird fetish content. 100%. I could see it.
As in relatively normal. Others look like this. Cats getting poisoned, weird scatological themes, lots of crying, and a switch from what may seem innocent, even if it's overwhelmingly dominated by AI slop to begin with, to something which feels a whole lot more reminiscent of the original ElsaGate. Sadly, it doesn't take very long to find out that the rabbit hole just keeps on going, eventually landing on content like this. Poor kitten abused by its own cruel mother and...
What the fuck? What? Goodness! Kids are watching that? 500k views? Goodness! I've seen the weird pregnant cat videos that are AI animated. It's horrible. Yeah, well, yeah, look at this.
And sister, with almost 500,000 views. This is precisely what the title says it is. An AI cat getting mocked, screamed at, injured, and more, with extremely graphic scenes across an hour-long video. But more so than harping on individual examples, I want to focus on the scale of it all. Keep something in mind right now. You can reach this content, actually this is the majority of the content that you'll find, when simply searching for recently uploaded cute cat videos, okay? This is what you find. Quote, cruel mother cat, never kind to kitten till death. Or this one.
The fuck is that title? So I shouldn't leave a 2-year-old with an iPad? That's awful. Yeah, it is. It just is. That's crazy. This is just so gross. Man, this is for children. This is what children potentially look at.
Kitten abused by its own mother cat. Separate channel. Pretty quickly, you start realizing that it's not just a few, once in a while here and there. It's everywhere. And if you don't believe me, try this. These are channels uploading exclusively AI videos of cats, doing everything from boiling water and then pouring it all over their own little AI cat children, to being cut apart with chainsaws and pretty much whatever.
Yo! Cut apart with chainsaws? Okay, chill, bro, chill. It's okay. Chill. Calm down. I get it. I understand. Goodness.
Else you can come up with in between that. Meow Grabber, over 1 million channel views, based in Pakistan. Story Cat of AI, 2 million channel views.
Meow Grabber? That sounds horrible, not gonna lie. That does in fact sound horrible.
Views from the United States. Cute Animals, 6 million channel views, Turkey. Kitten Short Stories, Vietnam this time, almost 16 million views on the channel. Meow Meow Stories, Vietnam again, 30 million this time. Orange Cat Boom, unknown country, 34 million channel views, and that's before we even get to the bigger ones. That is, the bigger ones of the few that I even bothered to click on before making the video. Cat Code Meow, Pakistan, over 60 million
Pakistan. Well, that's interesting. Where's my nose? In your ass.
Total views? Or what about stunning cat stories based in the United States with almost a million subscribers as well and 213 million views across their videos? It's not a fluke or a negligible portion of the content being uploaded to the platform at scale. It's becoming the majority. Let me switch gears now and talk about another search term, okay? Minions. Kids love minions. This is indisputably a child.
What is this what are these thumbnails? What are these two thumbnails? What are these two thumbnails? What? What?
Child-focused keyword, but if you just search minions, that's it, just the word minions, once again filtered by results from the past month or so, you get stuff like this. Minion baby belly has worm parasites from Hans Story Animation, which oddly enough has sort of the same twisted video 6 different times in the top results. I'm going to play a segment from one of those videos here in the background, but there's multiple reasons for that, which I do think I want to explain because normally I would never be showing any of this stuff. First, I think it's important to understand just how similar this content is when
What the fuck? This is a rat with diapers or underwear or whatever. This is not for children. It just isn't. They'll give this channel monetization and demonetize random gaming channel for calling someone a goofy goober in a Call of Duty lobby. Yeah, no swear words, but oh yeah, let me show you a thumbnail of a monster crawling out of a minion. Yeah.
compared to the original ElsaGate. It features
Oh,
other
it is
popular
diaper.
characters such as Elsa or Joker, Spider-Man, the Ratatouille mouse, etc. It has all
What? Huh? What? What? This is what children can look at? Hi Alex, how are you doing? I've been doing good. This is what children can look at, by the way. This is what children can look at, by the way. This is crazy. Yeah, ElsaGate is back. It fully is.
all the similar shock factor plot lines, pregnancy, gore, whatever it happens to be. But most importantly, if the creator of this content wants to use the fact that I'm showing a small snippet in the background, despite the obvious reality that it's very clearly 4 pillars of fair use for the purpose of commentary and criticism, really, if they want to use that excuse to strike the video on the basis of copyright, they have to use actual information. I'll find out who they are, or what the company is, or
Did you just fuse a minion and a crocodile together? Okay! Yeah, ElsaGate is back.
the name of their legal representation at the very least, and any one of
What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Where there's so many croc or what? What am I looking at? Again, this is supposedly kids content.
those things is a viable thread that I can tug on to find out who's actually behind all of this horrible stuff, which is unfortunately now swarming the entire platform. Once again, we're talking about millions of views across dozens of channels, and a very important clarifying point to make is that this content is monetized. There are ads being shown against these videos for a multitude of separate brands. Of course, in some situations, YouTube can show advertisements on videos when the channel itself is not part of the partner program. That does happen, it is possible, but I'm fairly certain that's not what's happening here, because there's yet another layer to this problem generally. Switching back to the cat videos, there's a pretty reasonable explanation behind why there's just so much of this content being produced all the time. And that's because not only are the abusive AI cat family videos popular, to some degree, though it's entirely possible that at least a portion of the engagement is falsified. But regardless, not only are the twisted, sometimes violent, extremely inappropriate cat videos popular as a final product, there's also an entire cottage industry of guide material on how to make them. How I create
Oh yeah, I'm aware. I reacted to a video about the AI kids story stuff, and yeah, there's literally people making guides for that too. It's actually kind of goofy though. Still shouldn't be looked at by children. Kids should still not look at this. Just the truth.
cat videos and make $30,000 every month on YouTube. How I create viral AI cat videos, step-by-step tutorial. How to create.
Wow. $30,000? I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
Viral AI cat videos and earn $3,000 per day. How to actually create viral AI cat shorts and earn $6,485 per month. And the list goes on and on and on. You get the point. Not just videos either, articles, Medium posts, and everything you can possibly think of, detailing precisely how to generate automated cat video type channels.
Yeah, funny enough, that doesn't particularly work as well as people think. A lot of these channels are quickly just dead channels because they don't succeed.
And then get them monetized. Of course, some of these guides never explicitly say make the material shocking and inappropriate for children, while still targeting your hashtags with things like cute, cat lover, cat videos, etc. But the implication is certainly there, and some of them do explicitly tell their audience to copy what is already popular, using all sorts of genuinely disgusting content in the process. I do want to make something clear right now. This is a dead internet theory style problem that I'm speaking about, which is really only getting worse with time. I'm a creator here on YouTube, so I focus on this platform deliberately, but the sort of abuse-driven AI cat problem that we're discussing right now isn't just a problem here. It's also on TikTok or Instagram. Here's an example from Instagram.
So true, so true. It's also on TikTok and Instagram. Though here it's children, on Instagram it is also in fact for adults via AI, how do I put this? AI Down syndrome only at fans girls or AI amputees. Stuff like that. So there is an adult version of it as well.
Instagram with an account called MP Minds, which has 1.3 million followers, where a crying cat father tries to take care of his little cat child. And thankfully, this one doesn't have openly gory and abusive themes, but this shit has 15 million likes.
15 million likes? No, no, chubby will love you. I like this. This is crazy. We deletes channel to start an AI cat gore YouTube content farm. I know, maybe I should piss off people like Kirsche. Maybe that works.
Likes on it and got something like 200 million views by itself. Let's do one more example, okay? Elsa herself. It wouldn't be ElsaGate 2.0 without the original character, right? Simple keyword search, recent uploads, and yes, same exact stuff. Disney princess is screaming with grotesque mutations, Elsa getting abducted and bitten by a vampire, then dying.
What the fuck?
Disney princess is screaming with grotesque mutations, Elsa getting abducted and bitten.
What? Why? Still better than Rachel Zegler.
By a vampire, then dying, then coming back and killing whoever the other character is, with plenty of overly graphic material sprinkled in throughout. Disasters, injuries, and of course, pregnancy with weird medical conditions across dozens.
Goodness, what the heck? What the fuck?
Of channels with tens and tens of millions of total views.
At least have not seen any mpreg yet, because that's still missing.
The Elsa ones aren't typically as bad as the cat family stuff. That takes the cake. That's the worst by far. And certainly there's more real content mixed in with the AI filth for the Elsa keyword, but the ratio is still shockingly bad, once again making it clear that we're not talking about a small disconnected offshoot of the typical acceptable content. We're talking about a growing and sizable portion of what's being uploaded entirely, sometimes a majority, which is now infesting, at times dominating, various keywords associated with childhood characters, such as minions or Elsa, or even broader generalized keywords like cute cats, which used to be a relatively fun thing to search for videos about on the internet, especially if we're talking about young children using their parents' iPad to browse YouTube. ElsaGate only happened because the quality of content reached a tipping point, and everyone from parents to advertisers began waking up to how easily accessible it all was. Sure, the dedicated kids portion of the website is so heavily moderated now it's not even being targeted by this new wave of AI slop, but that doesn't change the fact that they're producing content aimed at the youngest possible users they can access, which is a lockstep replica of what we saw during the original.
That's... If YouTube gets another adpocalypse, you know why. Last time, Logan Paul sounded it off, and ElsaGate a little later. This time it's just gonna be ElsaGate, or maybe somebody else too, in combination. Who knows? This is terrible. This is... I don't know. Another reason why I don't like AI.
ElsaGate, just using AI this time instead of human actors. However, I want to make something abundantly clear right now because how YouTube responds to an issue like this dramatically impacts a tremendous amount of careers, and also because think about the children is a bit of a tired excuse when it comes to restricting platform features or freedoms. With that said, YouTube has to stop monetizing this content. For starters, AI channels like this can generate a ridiculous amount of material compared to an actual human, which means as long as it's monetized and as long as it has any reasonable shot of populating in the algorithm, it will continuously spiral out of control, right? There's no other option, with more and more and more until certain keywords drown to death. Some of them already are. Even worse though, in order to...
Yep, I agree with this take. AI should not be monetized. I agree with this take 100%. It should not be monetized. Just like you wouldn't want somebody to make AI art and then sell it on the Patreon. You wouldn't want that either. Yeah, I agree. This shouldn't be monetized.
To differentiate themselves within those rapidly drowning keywords, they will inexorably resort to shock themes and increasingly disruptive, unexpected, or outlandish representations of childhood characters. If YouTube doesn't kill this industry now, it will overrun sections of the platform. It won't necessarily impact what I do, not right away, at least. My audience is like 35 years old. But the fact that we now see billions, not millions, billions with a B, billions of views for AI-generated cat family parental and child abuse.
True, mine is like between 25 and 35. Like between 24 and 35, I'm safe.
Should be a tipping point where YouTube realizes that if they want to avoid the same type of detonation that happened last time, they need to be proactive about the issue, not sit on their hands until it all finally blows up. ElsaGate 2.0 is a very real thing. It just hasn't reached critical mass yet. It's getting there, to be sure, but they still have some time to start making changes, pushing back or de-incentivizing the garbage before it goes way too far. Will they do it? Probably not, but I hope so. And I also hope that anyone who sees this will take a minute and double check what exactly your child is watching on YouTube, even if it seems like innocent little cat videos that they scroll through. Again, the majority of my audience is men who are like 35 years old, thereabouts, which means they might have kids who are the exact age bracket that this content...
Am I in the minority? I might be in the minority. Hashtag stop abuse too. Hashtag watch abuse in years between each other. So true.
targets, so yeah, maybe get the kids off the internet. It may start with an innocent keyword, but it very rapidly becomes something horrible, gory, inappropriate, etc. So it's not really a safe place anymore for them. That's it. If you want to support the channel, check out the links down below, a special VPN deal, locals and Patreon for monthly memberships, merchandise, social media, etc., etc. But I'm also not super active on any of those other platforms, so yeah, mostly just our website where you can read articles instead of watching the videos, right? They're summarized as articles, and a VPN deal for people who want it. As always, question everything and have a nice night.
That's pretty much the end of the video. Yeah. This will possibly once again blow up in YouTube's face if they don't stop it in time. I agree with not monetizing this slop. It's just not, there's just nothing added to it. It's just one click and done. That's it. Yeah. I just think that AI should not be monetized in that way. Sorry for all AI defenders. I'm not helping you with this one.